I'm Mason Mount. You're listening to the London is Blue podcast.
Well, the other flip side of this is that Callum Hudson-Odoi is allegedly has signed. Maybe by the time this podcast comes out, it will be official. But everyone is reporting that he has signed a 5-year deal, something like $100,000 a week base salary with potential add-ons up to $80,000. I saw. It's something crazy. At the end of the day, look, I'm happy he got it done. This whole back and forth with Bayern, that was a mess in the winter. I personally haven't forgotten it. Dan, and if I'm being honest, to me it tarnishes his reputation. But at the end of the day, if he goes out, recovers fully, and is just electric and dynamic, I'm probably gonna be good with it. I'm probably gonna be okay.
Yeah, you're gonna forget pretty quickly. I think everybody's gonna have a very easy bit of amnesia come over them the moment he starts banging in some goals, because that's all you want. And this just goes back to the fact of like, what is the value of appointing someone like Frank Lampard? Like, even if Frank doesn't go beyond 2 to 3 seasons at Chelsea, if he secures someone like Mason Mount, helps secure someone like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and then also secures Callum Hudson-Odoi's signature for the next 4 to 5 years, that is a young group of talent that can be groomed, that can be put into a situation that is going to potentially save this club a ton of money that we can then use to spend in the areas we need. You look at next season, potentially left back might be an area where we need to invest a little bit. Maybe someone might need a little bit of a striker investment in the next window where we can actually buy. So like, these are moves that are truly have a direct connection to the appointment of someone like Frank Lampard, the appointment of Petr Cech, and a little bit more holistic strategy, Nick, that we've been asking for from the club for 6 seasons now.
Strategy? What's that?
Yeah, there's an ideology, there's a thought process, there's an executed game plan even before we stepped on the pitch at the start of this season that has me very excited. And I'm happy for Callum. I'm happy that he's going to get this opportunity to potentially flourish at Chelsea for the next couple of seasons, and hopefully England will also benefit too. He should rise the same way that Mason is, and he'll take Dele Alli's spot in the England team. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the Chelsea national team.
I think to the point that when we talked to Joe Tweets a couple of weeks ago, and this was still on the table, he said, and not to quote him directly, but something to the effect of, if he signs this and gets what he wants, maybe outside of the jersey that he's wearing, the number, it's on him now. Like, you draw this out for, 8, 9, 10 months, and, there's a lot of uncertainty, and you are, putting yourself in a position where you're making yourself seem like a player who can't be lost. That's great. And I'm happy that he got his money, and I'm happy that, he feels confident that Frank's the guy to take him over the top, and I'm happy for all this. It's on him now, right? And the risk is that there have not been a ton of cases. I don't give a shit who says September. I don't give a shit who says this. I want to see this dude come back healthy at whatever point he feels healthy. I don't need the Times or any other newspaper outlet saying, it's definitely going to be September. If it is, cool. If it's not, and it's December, whatever. Doesn't matter. I need this dude to come back. I need him to be electric. I need him to be able to push off with confidence, which is, by the way, Mike, one of the things that people don't take into account right now is his dynamism is that first few steps. Yeah. And boy, oh boy, is an Achilles an important part of that. I need him to go and show out now.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. I'm very much with Brandon. I'm a little bit upset about how things have happened, and I will fully concede that if I was an 18-year-old kid with a bright future, that I sure as hell would want to be paid now for my potential as opposed to what I've put in. But like I said, there's no Europa League this year. You know what I mean? You've got to perform on a bigger stage, and oh, by the way, your biggest asset right now is how dynamic and quick you are, and how well can you recover from that. And are you going to get a ton of money and then look like a punk because it's just taking you a longer time? For me, I'm writing him off basically completely this year, not in a bad way, but I don't expect much from him until he's got some time to recover, much like it's taken Zuma a long time for his knee to heal up. I mean, people keep talking as if both Ruben and somehow Callum are going to come back and going to be where they were. I don't think so. I think they're going to need months to recover, and I think it's going to be really difficult. So I'm really glad that this is behind us. And as long as we're not back here in another year or so talking about money and other things, then it'll be all water under the bridge. But let's go heal up and let's see what you can do.
Just to throw one thing in there, he looked pretty good in the League Cup against Tottenham last season. So like he has played higher comp people and made some Premier League professionals look pretty bad. So like I get the desire to be cautious about like what it is that like he's going to be able to deliver as he gets healthy, but I don't think anybody can deny the talent and the ability to be successful at this level. When at times last season he looked better than both Pedro and Willian in his ability to cut, to move quickly, to be more decisive. And I think those are things that if we look at like what Frank is doing right now, it is about quick movement. It's about getting in. It's about going direct. And I think Callum, more than any of the other wingers, is set to succeed under the way we're playing.
But that's a little bit of the Sharpie thing, right? You know, Pedro and Willian were just written in stone. And I'm not saying that I would agree. He has the potential. He's like Zuma, right? He's got what he needs to be there, but he needs consistency, and he did not show consistency last year. He had some big games, but the majority of them were smaller competition. And looking better than Pedro, that's not good enough in my book, because Pedro's an old dude, and we expect better from that position. So
Pedro also had the second most goals last season.
Yeah, he did.
So,
but again, he's still, and he faced injury, and I think that he might have had a better season had he not. He took some awful shots. Sure. But being better than somebody who's like just being, it's kind of that whole play the youth, like, oh, we're sucking right now, so just play the youth. It's not necessarily the answer to the problem. It's the short term. Maybe it'll be better if we do that. So I would agree. I think he has greatness on him. I still think that he needs time, and we'll see how he goes from here.
They're locked down to long-term contracts, so patience can be preached to them. There's no rush to kind of change things. They will be given time because it's a long-term strategy. I mean, Ruben and Callum, specifically getting 5-year deals, that's important. They have, secure futures, and that shows that the club has intent on developing them.